It's always a difficult problem to think about how you build up the infrastructure in the contact center. And it's a big concern, obviously, because most contact center managers will have experienced at some stage quality issues, audio quality issues, reliability of calls, but also even just within the contact center, what kind of components are you going to use to deliver all different kinds of channels to your agents, and have interactions over them. And especially on the media side, on telephony and video, it's complicated because you have two-way real-time communications, and that's hard to do at scale. So I think one thing I always think about is something that Florian Riedl at EnBW, a customer of ours, said. He has this wonderful phrase that the worst problems he's had has been from infrastructure masquerading as software. So quite a lot of contact centers are sitting on top of telephony components or components that run these two-way media conversations that are not really software down to the ground. So the question is, it's hard to get an analogy in the real world. So because in a building, you put in the pipes and the plumbing and all the stuff that delivers what you need, hot water and cold water, and electricity and whatnot, and then you cover it with concrete or something and forget about it and it's infrastructure. But that's not the case. So it's really hard to find a real world analogy. But the analogy would be a little bit like, can you edit the pipes? I know it makes no sense, but it's the right way to think about it, because when you're building a contact center, we're talking here about infrastructure, then you really want to ask, can you edit the pipes? Like, can I edit my telephone lines? Again, sounds weird, but that is really what we try to do, and what we encourage customers to do and our partners to do, is make every single line, every single infrastructure component, whether it's telephony coming into the business, whether it's the telecoms interconnection, whether it's the line to the agent or the second line that the agent opens to do a transfer or whatever it is, make every single one of these editable, queryable, turn it into software. And that's one of my main sort of principles all the time, is like turn everything into software and expose it. And that's often not the case, right? It's often a problem. So you'll frequently find you try to do some initiative and you'll realize, oh, we don't know whether somebody was on hold for 10 seconds or a minute when we tried to transfer the call, or how much talk time there was involved in the transfer. And the reason you don't know is you can't edit the pipes. Right, you've buried your pipes in concrete, which is good for a house, right? Because you don't need to open them up so much, but it's very, very bad for your infrastructure. So that's kind of, I think that's the golden rule that to start with. And I think the second main principle is to deploy your components in a way that you can test all end-to-end quality of everything all the time. I don't mean test it because you set up a test component and you do the testing, but to do it in a way that you're constantly getting the metrics. Now, what do I mean by this is, well, we're all on video calls all the time now, right? So everybody knows that sometimes there's poor quality on a call, there's jitters, whatever it is. I don't mean even the video itself, even the audio. So you lose audio packets and you have this jittery sound, or you can't hear the other person or whatever it is. And in a video call that you set up deliberately with somebody, that's kind of okay. We excuse it most of the time, or we refresh, we rejoin the call and it's okay, or we change our network or something. But if you're doing this with 1,000 agents or even 100 agents at scale, and these are conversations you're having with your customer, then you need to be able to measure that jitter all the time. Like, some component has to be saying the jitter is now at this level or it's at this level. I think that's the second thing. And so these quality of service metrics. And in modern contact centers, modern cloud contact centers, that's often not a given. And I think that's a pity, because I think that's totally essential to manage the quality. So those are the two things. So don't have infrastructure pretending to be software, i.e. make your lines editable, your pipes editable. And the second thing is, make sure you've got metrics and quality of service.